Howdy folks, I'm Brian and here's some Reddit. Our first story is titled, Am I a jerk for letting my girlfriend out of the car after she asked me to? Short backstory. I'm a 21-year-old male and I've been with my girlfriend, 19-year-old female, for a year and a half. We live together. Once a month, she goes to her workplace's second location, which is about an hour away in a different city. Yesterday, I went to pick her up from work after her evening shift. She was going to take the bus, but then called the last minute to see if I could come and get her because she was tired and because it was dark out. When she got in the car, I made a joke about how she looks like a mess. I thought it was obvious that I was joking, but she got upset for me saying it. We started to argue, so I said something along the lines of, I didn't even get a thank you for going out of my way to come and pick you up. My girlfriend responded with, Fine, let me out at the next bus station. I'll take a bus instead. I ignored her, but she kept repeating herself, so I pulled over on the side of the highway and told her to get out. She said she wasn't going to get out on the highway. It's not a real highway, just a long road that connects the cities. But I told her if she wanted to get out of the car so badly, she should get out here. She just stared at me. What is wrong with you? She just stared at me and only got out once I started yelling. I pulled away and then drove to the next bus station to wait for her because I wanted to teach her a lesson. Wow. Oh my goodness. Whoa, this story. The station was a 15-minute walk max. After 20 minutes of waiting, she still hadn't gotten there. So I called her to make sure she was okay. She started crying on the phone and told me she had called a friend who lives in another city to come and pick her up. And then she was staying with her for the night. I tried to talk to her, but she hung up. Yeah. I don't think this should surprise you in the very least. I drove out to pick her up this morning and we had a completely silent car ride. Once we got home, she called me a jerk and locked herself in our bedroom. She eventually came out and we fought over this. She said that I'm a bad person for stranding her on the side of the highway at night, and I told her that she was the one who asked to get out of the car in the first place. Am I a jerk? Well, yes. I don't... this has to be like a troll. I mean, because there's no way that someone could possibly think that this was like the appropriate action, right? I don't know. Like, what are you thinking here? She asked you to let her out at the bus stop. And you, first off, you come and pick her up, but then you start to pick at things. And you start to basically say that, oh, well, I didn't even get a thank you. And then she's like, well, I'll walk, get the next bus then. She asked to be dropped off at a bus station, not in the middle of a highway, in the middle of the night. I mean, this is absolutely absurd that you think that this was an appropriate action here. And again, like, you did this to teach her a lesson. Like, you're supposed to be a partner. You're not supposed to be an adversary. And in this case, you were definitely acting like an adversary and not a partner. I wouldn't be surprised if she left you because this was just completely uncalled for and completely unacceptable. I'm at a loss of words at how ridiculous you are here. I mean, I guess there's only one more point I want to make, is that she wasn't going to get out of the car until you started yelling at her. And I mean, I imagine you yelling at her was probably pretty shaking. She may have been worried that you were going to turn violent or, become even more angry. I think you completely lost your girlfriend's trust here. How can she rely on you in the future, knowing that at some point in time you may snap and just tell her to get out of the car and go walk herself home? Like, that's not a good foundation of trust that you've built here with the relationship. Instead, you're building a foundation of fear. So, yeah, completely the jerk here. Our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for inviting my sister's ex to the wedding and not her? I'm getting married to my fiancé Brad whenever things get less hectic. We have everything planned out, including who's coming, which has been very controversial. My sister Leah used to date Brad's older brother Mike. She broke up with him because Mike cheated on her. Mike became a bit of a stalker, and did things, and she got a restraining order against him. I was angry at Mike, but when I went to the university, his brother was in my class and we fell in love. Anyways, when we were discussing who should come, my fiance said he wanted his brother. Brad said it's because he's very close with Mike, and also Mike saved his life. Brad wants Mike to be there to see him progress further in life. Brad teared up a bit. He isn't an emotional guy and said that he's sorry, but he's choosing Mike over Leah. I'm very close to Leah. Brad is my future husband, and so he takes priority. I told Leah the bad news, thinking she would understand because she's still going dress shopping with me, and she said I was no longer welcome in her home or to see my niece. Am I the jerk? Edit. Okay, yes, I get it. I know I'm the jerk. I'm going to go to talk to Brad tomorrow about this. So, yeah, I mean, it's a little odd that you're choosing to invite a stalker over your sister. I mean, I think that's... You have a choice between inviting your sister and inviting someone who is a stalker, has a restraining order, that your sister has filed a restraining order. I mean, I imagine that your sister probably feels victimized a second time around here with what's going on. She probably thought that she could rely on you. She thought that she could trust you. And I think that this probably really shook her trust that you're going to side with the person who stalked her and not her. So I think it was a poor call, and I do think that you're a bit of a jerk here. Our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Kicking My 16-year-old son Out of the House? My wife cheated on me and had a kid who is 16. I didn't know, and I mostly likely would never have known. I got an email telling me about my wife cheating on me. I didn't believe it, but I asked her about it, and it's all true. Now, I thought it was a long time ago, so it would have been fine, and we could have worked it out. However, we find out my son is not actually my son. I can't/won't get past that. I'm getting a divorce, and my wife is going to leave the house. I told my 16-year-old son that he has to go with her as well, since he's technically just her son, and I think that he should go with her. Am I a jerk for thinking that he should live with her when we divorce, simply because that's her son? Am I a jerk? So, let me get this straight. You raised this child from birth to 16 as though they were your son, assuming that you showed them love, tenderness, caring, guidance throughout the years. And then suddenly one day, out of the blue, due to circumstances that aren't under his control, you're now saying, oh, you're not my son. I don't have to take care of you. I have a really hard time with this because surely you felt love and attachment towards your son. And I can't see how you could just take 16 years of memories, life experiences, and all those things and just turn them off at the flip of a switch. I think that you are a jerk here. I think that your son it's not your son's fault that your wife cheated. I don't think that this is a good way of approaching this situation. I think that your son is probably going to be devastated. I think he's probably shattered at this point in time that you would just be able to drop him like an old pair of sneakers into the trash. So yeah, I think that you're a jerk here. Our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for buying my girlfriend a deluxe home removal hair and waxing kit and spa date when things open up? Before you jump on me, my girlfriend keeps venting to me that she wished she had something more fancy when dealing with her pubic hairs. She worries that I won't find her attractive. I think that her ex-boyfriend did a huge number on her, and I don't know how to get around that. To help her feel more attractive, I bought these two things. I knew that she would have indulged in them if we weren't short on cash. Now she thinks it's my way of hinting that she needs to take care of things, which I don't. She's been a bit quiet and insecure, and I'm trying to make it clear to her that that's not true. The silly woman doesn't listen. Am I a jerk? All right. So maybe we could have given you the benefit of the doubt that this was like some misunderstanding, but the very last sentence here, like, what are you thinking? You're belittling her, you're treating her like she doesn't have any common sense, and that this should be so obvious. So buying the hair removal kit would have done the exact opposite of, making her feel like she's attractive right now. What would have probably made her feel attractive is if you had said, "Oh, I love you no matter what you look like. You don't have to put that much effort into this," or, "I think you're attractive no matter what. I love you, body hair and all," or whatever have you. That would have been the way to help her with her fears of not feeling attractive to you, not buying her a kit. She said to you, "I'm afraid that I'm not attractive to you because of my body hair." And then you went and bought a body hair removing kit, as though, like, I don't see how you don't see this is the exact opposite of what you should have done if you were trying to make her feel less bad. So yes, you're a jerk here. Don't do this. Don't feed into people's insecurities. All right. Our last letter is titled, "Am I a jerk for telling my girlfriend I'd leave her behind in a zombie apocalypse?" I'm a 23-year-old male and my girlfriend is a 19-year-old female. She was watching me play The Last of Us 2. Anyways, we were chatting about the game, and then she asked me if I think I could survive a zombie apocalypse if it happened, and I said yes, but only if I left her behind. It was sort of a joke, sort of honest. My girlfriend got offended, and she genuinely was angry about my answer. I don't understand how a hypothetical question would lead to drama, but it did. Am I a jerk, or is she being a sook, which I guess is a crybaby? You basically just said to your girlfriend, "If things get bad, then I am going to abandon you." Like, I don't know how you could possibly think that wouldn't have an analogous in the real world. You're saying that basically your girlfriend will slow you down, and that even when things are hard, that you're not going to be there for her, and that you may just abandon her out of the blue if things get too tough. That isn't a good message to send to your girlfriend. And I think that there's actually a really good comment here, so I'm going to read it. "Right, when my husband and I first started dating, the most romantic thing he ever did, well, one of them, was look deep into my eyes and say, 'In a zombie apocalypse, I'd come back to you.' To which I gasped and whispered, 'No, that's practically suicide.' To which he smiled softly and said, 'I know.' That's how you do it, folks." Yeah, exactly. You don't give your girlfriend the impression that you're going to abandon her at some point in time. Make that a surprise. No, I'm just joking. Don't abandon people. Never leave someone behind. That's my philosophy. All right, folks. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Up on the screen right now is the schedule of events. Yesterday we did Alice in Wonderland, and tomorrow we will be doing Reading with Amber. And then on Friday, we will be doing another Reddit with comments. And yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider giving me a thumbs up. Also, if you made it this far, consider subscribing. Why not? Like, most of the people who watch this video aren't subscribed. So yeah, I mean, what's it gonna hurt? I'll just read to you. Alright, well, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all later. Take care and bye.